Blessed love, royal family.
Blessed love, royal family.
Blessed love.
Love, Sister Kim and Sister Diane. Blessing.
Blessed love, royal family.
Love.
Yeah.
Priest Savannah.
Priest Adigan calling in. Blessed.
Love, Priest Adigan. Welcome.
Blessed love, Empress. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Yes, Priest Savannah. I didn't get a chance to reach out and speak with you. You know, we finished school on Friday, and it's been a busy week for I. So I just wanted to show you some love and give thanks for your birth, your earth strong, you know. You know, when you were born, a mighty energy entered the earth, you know. So, you know, we have to give thanks, you know, for your parents. You know, we have to give thanks for your presence.
And what finishes?
You know, so I just wanted to share that, you know. Yeah.
I appreciate love it, Empress. Glorified.
Yes, most definitely. I give thanks for, you know, knowing you and everything. So blessed love again and happy earth strong, you know. Yes.
Empress. Glorified.
Yes. Blessed love, priest.
Go ahead, Priest Angeli. To the chair. Go ahead, Priest.
Blessed love, Empress. I know, I was getting a struggle, yeah. So, we start all over again?
Yes, my lord, we are live streaming.
Okay. As for virtual reference, virtual courts of Rastafari. Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. For that thy name is near, thy wondrous works do declare. Great God Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Hear our prayer, O Jah, and give ear unto our supplications, and in thy goodness and righteousness answer us all. Jehovah, Jah, Rastafari. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for us brethren and sisters to dwell together in unity and love. It is like the precious ointment that one comes to our head, that went into the skirts of his garments. As the dew of Hermon and as the dew that descend upon the mountain of Zion. From where the Lord come, that his majesty and love forevermore. So hail our God, Selassie, Jehovah God, Rastafari. Our Almighty God, Rastafari, great and terrible God, Rastafari is the Almighty God. Jah who seated in Zion and reign the hearts of flesh. O thou most high, eternal Father, Jehovah God, Rastafari. Hear us and bless us, O Lord, sanctify us all. And cause thy holy face to shine upon us, thy children, that we shall be saved and redeemed. O thou most high God, Jah, Rastafari. I cried unto the Lord, and with my voice unto Jah did I make my supplication. I poured out my complaint before him, I showed him before him my troubles. When my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knowest my path. In the way wherein I have walked, have they privily laid a snare for me. Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. I cried unto thee, I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors. Bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. Great God, Jehovah, Jah Rastafari, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks for another day of reasoning, fellowshipping one to another. Give thanks for the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress and the Church of True Divine Salvation. Give thanks for the Council of Elders coming together with our moral and ethical values to our teachment and dotting our I's and crossing our T's. And welcome each and everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and sit with us and reason one to another. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. And we call upon our Queen Mother with the angelic voice, Empress Maisie, to bless us with our chorus once more. Majesty.
My Lord, my Lord, my Lord, give thanks and have a cheer and blessed greetings again to one and all, and welcome to the Councils of Elders Reasoning. Deep in your bucket in the Ethiopian well, fill up your bucket to the brim, Mount Zion. Deep in your bucket in the Ethiopian well, I say full up your bucket to the brim. With love, with love, with love, sweet love, with love, with love, and the Ethiopian well. For I said, dip in your bucket in Ethiopian well. I say, full up your bucket to the brim, Mount Zion. Dip in your bucket in the Ethiopian well. I say, full up your bucket to the brim. With love, with love, with love, sweet love, with love, and the Ethiopian well, Elena. Holy Mount Zion, 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 I, Lord, holy Mount Zion, Zion, mighty Jehovah, Jah,
Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari, my Lord and Empress, blessed Lord.
Majesty, bless, Honorable Empress. Do give thanks. And we call on the Honorable MC and our Royal Secretary for the roll call for this day of reasoning.
You're welcome.
Blessed.
You're welcome by Honorable Priest 7.
Blessed love,
Honorable,
family,
Honorable Priest 7.
yes, in time, this time.
The tech call upon you, Honorable Priest 7, for opening word.
Oh, okay. Give thanks, give thanks. I didn't know it was that. Yes, my Lord and Empress, give thanks for another day of reasoning, priest reasoning. You know, a true heart of welcome to each and every one. Give thanks that we could commune with each other, have fellowship, and greater understanding one to the other, you know. We do give thanks for the intelligence and the intellect of everyone who is here. Give thanks for, you know, each and everyone's thought process, that we could respect each other's thoughts, each other's opinions, expressions, and suggestions, you know, so that iron could sharpen iron, and, you know, strength is strength, you know. Unity is strength, and strength is power, most Selassie. Jah
Rastafari.
My Lord and Empress, blessed welcome.
Honorable Priest 7, give thanks, my Lord, Majesty. Yes, roll call.
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress.
Majesty.
Give thanks for this day.
Today is the 14th of June, 2026, and this is the roll call for the Council of Elders Zoom meeting. Our Chair, Honorable Priest Imsley.
Majesty bless, Honorable Empress.
Honorable Priest Nappy.
Hello, family.
Honorable Priest Rasavana.
Present, family.
Honorable Priest Aragon.
My Lord and Empress, present.
Honorable Priest Barry. Honorable Leading Empress Miriam.
Blessed love, Royal Empress, give thanks.
Honorable Empress Trisha.
Present.
Honorable Empress Divine.
Present. Bless.
Honorable Empress Akim.
Blessed love.
And I am Honorable Empress Dion. Let the record show at the beginning of the meeting there were 11 participants present. And I would like to remind you to stay hydrated.
Royal Empress, did I hear Priest Sevens in the roll call?
Now, Priest Adigan.
Yeah, Honorable Priest 7. No.
Blessed love, give thanks for the
Blessed
recognition.
love, my
Blessed.
Lord. I didn't have him on my list, pardon me.
Yes.
Priest Adigan.
Yes, I did call Priest Aragon. I have a Priest Pierre, but Priest Pierre is no longer here.
Okay.
Remember that to stay hydrated and throughout your program, throughout your day and throughout your week, remember to have your pens, papers, pencils at hand, whatever you feel comfortable taking notes with, computer, laptop, anything. And remember to write down your suggestions, thoughts, questions, anything. At the end, we will be having a question and answer segment where we will be sharing all our ideas and thoughts. And please remember that we are live streaming on YouTube. So remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Council of Elders YouTube page. Blessed love, my Lord and Empress. I'd like to pass it over to the Chair, Honorable Priest Imsley.
Majesty bless, Honorable Empress, Royal Secretary. Do you have inspirational word this day?
Yes, my Lord.
Honorable Royal Tech.
Blessed love, my Lord of Majesty. Give thanks for this new day. Give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. King Alpha and Queen Omega. Selassie Jah Rastafari. This inspiration is designed to uplift and motivate you to embrace your potential, overcome challenges, and move forward with purpose. No matter where you are or what you are facing, remember your potential is limitless. Every challenge you encounter is simply a stepping stone designed to build your resilience and strength. Embrace the journey with a hopeful heart. Trust in your own abilities and dare to take the first step toward your dreams. You possess the inner courage and the power to turn obstacles into opportunities, shaping a life that is truly meaningful and uniquely yours, my Lord and Empress. Back to the chair.
Give thanks, Honorable Empress. And the words of inspiration does exactly that. It's supposed to inspire us, make us always be the best that we can. And do we have our head corner now with Honorable Empress Goddess Divine?
Blessed love, honorable. Give thanks to life and the mighty keeper of life. My Lord Empresses, blessed day.
Love, 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 Sister Divine. Welcome.
Blessed. So I'm speaking today on cancer. We're highlighting cancer today. I'm just trying to put my notes together, so give me a second.
Honorable, before the Empress goes into the health corner, um, the topic of health is great, very important. But the inspiration that was just read motivates me to say to the House of Priests and to the Royal Family of Christ, as we go through this process today, let us have, those two brethren of ours, Priest Spirit and Priest Butch, in our meditation as they are fighting us, a battle for their health, as we go into the health corner. And I can send out a healing vibe to the brethren them, ask the Father to touch them wherever they are at this moment and to heal them and to give them comfort in this moment of trial. Majesty.
Wherever
Thank you,
priest,
priest.
give thanks.
Thank you, priest. Thanks, priest, for that.
Rastafari.
Go ahead, Sister Divine.
Pardon, Mama, Royal House, just so much going on.
If you can do it at this moment, you probably do it a little later on the program, if that would be better for you.
No, I just trying to get my notes. I had it right here, and then somebody step into the house. Pardon, I honorable. So if you could go on until I get my composure.
All right. Okay, and you will let us know. Okay? Yes, my Lord and Empress. So today we don't have a PowerPoint. So we're gonna be the direct topic. Honorable Empress had made some questions. Yeah. Some questions that were put up there.
Yes, bless the Lord, my Lord and Empress. Give thanks, as we know that there is no dull moment and we are live streaming.
Yeah.
Today's, yes, give thanks for once and once being here. The questions for today, priest reasoning, would be: one, should there be a curriculum for training of the prophets? Two, what are some, and I'm just reading them. Two, what are some innovations that can improve the office of the priest? Three, is a priest a counselor or a healer? Four, should theology studies be part of priest training? Five, if a priest is known to be an abusive person, should he be allowed to minister? Six, can an individual priest ordain a new priest to the order? Seven, is education an important aspect of the priest's office? Eight, what part does economics play in the priesthood? Nine, is priest a title or a character? And 10, how does the Empress impact the priesthood on a spiritual level? My Lord and Empress, blessed. So those are some of the questions.
Yeah, blessed.
Love.
To give thanks for those questions. So, how we want to approach it? Would we be asking the questions and then the panel go into it one by one? Or Priest Rastafari have a basic thing before we start the questions?
Give thanks, Majesty. Yes, right. Yes, family. These questions are just a guideline to structure the discussion for the day as we get into, the aspect of the attitude and mannerism of a priest, the responsibility and role of a priest, and how the office of the priest should function in general. See, because we have been scattered for a moment, and in bringing it back into that unity, into that oneness, because it's an order. It's the Melchizedek priesthood order, meaning that it's structured. The word order is what identifies how it is to function. There are set principles, set roles that the priest has to manifest within his office, and he has to be prepared to fulfill those roles. So yes, my Lord, give thanks as we can now address the first question, and we can have an open discussion on the questions as we go along. Back to the chair.
Myla. But before we read the question, I'd like to read this Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 to 19. These 6 things does the Lord hate, yea, self are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that spread discord. So we see those mannerisms, those behavior patterns is not of God. So with these margins in front of us, we could go on to the first question. Honorable Empress, you could read it out again.
Yes, blessed. 1 second. I have went on to something else I'm reading. Yes, should there be a curriculum for the training of the prophets?
Okay, the question is on the board. I ain't got to jump and answer everything. So
I'll read it again. Should there be a curriculum for training of the prophets? Yea or nay?
Floor is open. My Lord and Empress.
Are we referring to a documented curriculum?
Yeah.
To the chair.
Yeah, because remember that one of the problems, we not documented. So you find over the years a lot of whips and whips make their way into the true it wasn't a documented thing. So moving forward, yeah. So yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, to the chair. I know that some will say that there's a kind of structure in the sense that 10 Psalms reading, you learn how to read the Psalms, you learn how to, sing the hymns and the choruses and so forth and so on. But like I was reasoning before the program started, our Father started a process. It was at the stage of being good during the Father's time. It should elevate from good to better, and we should be heading for best. So while we started off just reading Psalms and tracking hymns and so forth, over time with experience and development, we see that the office of the priest has much more roles to be fulfilled. And as such, and this is my personal opinion. Now I am commenting on the question now. As such,
Yes, please.
it needs a structured set of principles, of um, practices that would develop the prophet to become an acting priest. It also needs a structured set of principles to advance that acting priest to the level of a leading priest. And that's my personal opinion, and I will now revert back to the chair.
My Lord, give thanks. And it's unnatural what the honorable priest has said, even with the prophets, because we know prophets mostly control the banner office there to say them really run that office there with banners, holding the guard. So we see that it's more than just that, you know. So going forward, it should have a course like or a document like. So etiquette is a key thing in everything. Diplomacy and honor and respect. It's a key thing. Those are some of the first things I want to know before them put on them turban or even maintain onto the title of prophet. That's how we see. So we definitely, I think, moving forward, we should have it documented. Like how we go over with the constitution, we pick a day and we go over and say, well, what we think should be the criteria of a prophet first, and character has a whole lot to do with it. So that's my little twos and views. And the floor is open, my Lord and Empress.
To the chair.
Yes.
Just a love to one and all, the elder council. I
And
think
I have
the
a
question is a valued question,
as well.
a very important question. And I think, yes, we should have a
Your
set
song in far
of
away, priest.
guidelines
Get closer
when,
to your phone.
huh?
Get closer to your phone. Your song in far away.
You hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Blessed love to one and all of the elder council. I
Yeah,
think it's
you
a
better
valid
now.
question, and a curriculum is most important. Things wasn't written before then, but we are modifying our life and we are increasing. Things change every day. So I think there needs to be a criteria and a curriculum to be recorded. And we should get together in the council and put in place the things that are important, that is mandatory for a prophet to know. Even become an acting prophet. And we need to dress, I don't want to take it away from what the Empress, Royal Empress said, but we need a criteria for the priest as well, because we seem to be lacking in certain places and we need to fix it and make it recorded so it could be documented. My Lord and Master.
Give thanks, honorable priest.
For the chair, if I may speak, thank you.
Honorable Empress, go ahead.
I just want to say, give thanks, my Lord, for what's said and done. The prophet them is not only to hold the banner within the Congress or within the church, but there are duties that they have to do. I remember when I came into the foundation in 1979, you had priest Bill, priest Tani, Prophet Tani at the time, Prophet Bill at the time. They were responsible for the food house. They were responsible for the storeroom. They were responsible for certain office within the courts, So the prophet, especially the leading prophet, they had their duty, just like the priests, who are responsible for the ceremonial order of the Congress, the church, the prophet. They were responsible for certain key duties within the government. You understand? That is what I came and saw. And the leading prophet, they are the ones that supposed to teach the younger prophets that are coming. So they had a responsibility, to hold the manner, of course, to make sure that service go up, but they also have responsibility within the courts. Thank you. To the chair.
Blessed
To the, yes, my lord.
Majesty. Floor is open.
To the chair.
Blessed love, royal family. Empress Trisha.
Yes.
Go ahead, Empress Trisha, then Empress Akim.
Okay.
Seeing that a lot of ones are not on the foundation in this time that we're in right now, maybe as a result of the questions that are being asked, we can document things that, the prophets need to be doing or should be required to do before attaining their priesthood. So we'll be taking notes in the background, but what would be some of the requirements, seeing that we're not on a campground and not every area, island, state, or what have you, has a campground for ones and ones to be in, space for them to be in. Oh my God. Bless it. Back to the chair.
Majesty bless.
Good idea. I supported that.
Empress Akim. Empress Akim.
Yes, blessed love. I love this question. Because when I came into association with the Council of Elders, that was one of my questions as far as what are the prophets doing. When I met my king man, and this is personal stuff, but what attracted me to him is that I saw him doing works in the community. And when I think of the duty of a prophet, this is what I would suggest should be the responsibility of the elders or the priests in keeping relationship and building relationship with the prophets. This is the definition of prophet. A prophet is an individual regarded as a divine intermediary or spokesperson for a supernatural entity or God. Their primary role is to deliver moral teachings, reveal divine will, and guide people back to spiritual truth, often acting as a conscience or warning system for society. And so when I think about guidelines or teachings or just keeping that connection between the priests and the prophets, having ones be out and about amongst community. I know we're talking about the foundation and we're talking about the tabernacle, but in my meditation as a Rastafari woman, I think about the works and community and making sure that we are seen amongst the people, serving and working with the youth and the elders and being beacons of light in the community, to help ones, single moms, single fathers, and things of that nature. What are the priests saying or teaching or guiding, an ongoing relationship to build up purpose. Yeah, I will stop there for now, but that's my meditation on what the works of the prophet should be, blessed.
Give thanks. Give thanks, Empress, for your contribution. And
Blessed.
floor is open.
Blessed love, my Lord and Empress.
Whatever
To the
too.
chair. To the
Holy
chair.
God, my Lord.
Do give thanks once again, for this Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, through Church of Divine Salvation. Do give thanks for another bright day of reasoning, amongst many bright souls. Holy Emmanuel, I highly Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Yeah. Well, two I man sight up this way of life from down in Babylon there, UK, England. So the insight kind of different in the upbringing toward the approach of the faith. So everything pertaining to this, I did in England, I put on a turban. All of these things, I never officially get no psalms or anything like that read over my head or sort. Yes, Priest Bandula did a sermon. He did it with the Ethiopic flavor mixed with the Congress flavor. So I would say he did a crowning as a prophet. But you have some brethren now in England who did get them turban as prophet or put on turban. And when them go to the foundation, them take it off and get re-crowned. Whereas I never do that. I never do that. The father say, from I man come under the arch, I man seal, So I man remember reasoning with Priest Courtney and him show I man that, and all the photographs I sent to the father from England through the email. I was in a turban. I even have one when I never know the order that you mustn't wear white over black. And I had a black turban, but I had an Ethiopian shawl or shama, natol as they call it, or gabi wrapped around me. And I had a black turban, but that was white. But the father, King Emmanuel, made that photograph with me, Priest Bandula, and I think Priest Raphael, stay in the office before the fire. He make it stay on the cabinet because he say we was like him first ambassadors of the faith as Baba Ashanti in the UK. So even though I had white over black, he allow it. Anyway, what I say, I never go through no procedure. What I was told to build to high priesthood is to attend as much Psalms reading and all the daily devotions from 6 a.m., midday, and what was the other one then? And evening 6 p.m. So I would say I never get a mandate towards how I would build from a prophet to a priest or from a non-wearing turban man to a turban wearing man. So I never really have that. But I say, yes, something should be put in place, in my honest opinion, a structure as to what to do's and don'ts, But from my observation, the prophet do everything what the priest do, but minister upon the altar, from my observation, because one time in the early days of the Congress, it was priests who do everything, 7 priests in the kitchen, 7 priests for the altar, 7 priests, priests did all the offices and the father structure it up, just like the Psalms reading was only done by priests. But the father said, for man to build themselves, to make the prophet them start read the Psalms and track the hymn and these things and build themselves. And an acting priest could do the role of a leading priest now. So an acting priest could carry up a devotion, but he wouldn't lead out a service like the Sabbath and these days. You understand? I'm not sure if on Monday and Wednesday acting priest could do that. I can't fully remember. Somebody could give me a ups up on that, but I do know said that from my view, the prophet do everything the priest do, but minister upon the altar and carry up service and these things. So Empress Maisie is right, is not limited to know what I call it. Every office supposed to carry 7 structure in it to what I man learn. So the prophet would be amongst them 7 structures. So it could be you go down have 4 priests and 3 prophets in the kitchen, if that is the case or whatever, you understand? So it's just an understanding, say, the offices within the order, right? It always carry 7 persons to govern that office, and a prophet would be amongst those 7 persons in those office. So to my understanding, the prophet do everything what the priest do, but minister in the altar and them fields. My Lord and Empress, blessed.
Through the chair.
My Lord.
Royal Empress, read the question one more time for I, and I will say, let us listen to the question and remember what the Empress just said. We are not talking about the camp yard duties, family. We are talking about the training of a prophet to be a leading prophet, to be an acting priest, to be a leading priest. So I'm just, go ahead and read it for me, please, one more time.
So the question is, should there be a curriculum? Should there be a curriculum for training of prophets? Should there be a curriculum for training of prophets?
So we're not talking about domestic duties now, family. We are strictly talking about the spiritual development and the holistic development of a prophet to become a ministering priest. Back to the chair.
I pray thee, my Lord, to the priest of honor. Since I said that then no, right? And lots of us are not at the campground, right? And we're talking of a criteria or a structure to building. How does a one build if he's out there in the wilderness and he hasn't got a rendezvous point to go and do his training?
Can I answer this? Can I answer, Honorable Chair?
Yes, my Lord.
How can we be a priest without being affiliated with a monastery, a church, a entity, a structure? That is what this whole discussion is trying to bring to the understanding. As we go through other questions that the Royal Empress has shared with I, we will see what the whole idea of this discussion is insinuating. You know, because
yeah, sorry.
Hold on, my love. Hold on, my love. Hold on, please. Let me finish. Yeah, because in the wilderness, say somebody is living, one person is living he's not part of the order. We said it in the beginning of the discussion. This is an order. And to be trained, you have to be among priests to train you. You understand? A prophet has to be among priests to be trained. So there's no way we can be discussing an order, especially of the Melchizedek order, without having a goodie to be affixed to, my Lord.
Priest Adigani was going to say something.
No, I wasn't the way I don't know if I understand me. I'm saying when even to learn the ways, even if they can't be. I was given an invitation, so I'm saying if one's talking about being trained as a prophet, right? All right, then even if one is not in a camp settings, he would have to have an environment where a certain amount of priests, and if they're not in that type of environment, how does it work?
Honorable. That's Black
My
family.
Lord.
Yeah, man, give thanks for the reasoning, you know.
Rastafari.
Naturally. Yeah, man, like the item saying, you know, the prophet them have to build themselves. And it have to be somewhere. You see? So even if it's just the Sabbath service, let me gather. Even if it's just the Sabbath service where we gather, we have like the Empress them saying the prophet them have to work with the priest. The priest them have to be willing to teach and make sure the order going through. You see? So it's a lot of wakes up to be done, brethren.
To the chair.
Rastafari.
Majesty bless.
Chair. When when I read the question and I think about a curriculum, I think about something written, that you have something standardized and written for ones who are on the foundation as well as ones who are off of the foundation. So therefore, it may vary a little because ones are off of the foundation living out here in this diaspora. So when I visualize a curriculum, it's just like the Women Freedom Liberation League. We have a platform, one, that we reason on. We have a secretary's platform that the secretaries come up with concerns, any concerns that may come, letters that may be written, etc., etc. We also meet every Wednesday. So there's something in place for the empresses of the league. So and that's what I'm thinking of, curriculum, but it's not written. Even for the league, it should be something that is written because you want to pass on something tangible. That way it cannot be distorted. That means it cannot be, not that it cannot be changed or increased or added things later down in years, but it must be something that is written so that ones can follow. Because what we as empresses are seeing is a lot of the ones come in with a turban on their head saying that they belong to the Melchizedek priesthood, but then they're not behaving in the way that they should be behaving. They're not. Could one mute your mic, Chris Adigan, please? You're not doing community service. The one thing that I like about the Virgin Islands for the few priests that we have, before they became priests and they were taught, they went through a curriculum. They were on radio programs, so the community knew who they were. They were feeding the elderly, going out to an elderly shelter. They were doing certain things within a community so that the community can know who they were or who they are, I should say. So when I'm just reiterating myself, curriculum. Think of the word curriculum when you're responding because it needs to be written. My Lord and Empress.
Majesty bless. Honorable Empress. When you said curriculum, that's exactly what I was thinking. I've written something. Because as we say, word of mouth get distorted along the way. So let me say, all right, as a priest, may I move to the earth. And when we talk about brethren, and the brethren really inquiring about Bobo, and he would have liked to be a Bobo. And so then now it would have been proper for we curriculum to say, well, listen, this is the basic standard for a man to consider himself a Bobo then. So I believe it should have written something, documented. That's what we say over the years. Even Christians tell me that too. We need to start document our growth so that it can be one way, throughout. My Lord and Empress. So the floor is open.
Correct, so that there's a guideline to be followed. Some sort of guideline, even if the guideline needs to be amended later down, at least you have a working guideline to follow.
And moving forward, this is something that we have to document a lot of things coming down, and have it official, so the generation coming don't have to be, wishy-washy or not sure of anything. We're supposed to address all these things here. So if I know I want to be a Bo, you love the other, well, this is the requirement of being, urban man. And one of those requirements should be our speech, our language. You know, so it's that thing we have to sit and work on, eh? So, but we discussing these things here, because this is the growth of the Congress. You know, my Lord and Empress, floor is open. Honorable Jachas from St. Vincent, give thanks for your command today, my Lord and Majesty. This is our brethren from St. Vincent named Jachas. Long time we ain't link up, but he link this man and me send the link for him and him command. So welcome, my love. Welcome. Blessed love. A hand is up.
I think Priest Savannah wanted to voice something, and Priest Seven wanted to
Okay.
voice something earlier.
Okay.
Whose
Priest
hand is up?
Savannah.
Whose hand is up right now?
No one. That was Empress Trisha.
Okay. All right. Honorable Priest Sevens, my beloved, I would defer to the eye and come forward behind the eye, my lord, because I have spoken already. Honorable
Yes, my
Priest
Priest
lord.
Sevens.
Seven.
Yes, my lord. Well, setting a curriculum, as the priest was now saying, would be good so that we could get out of the oral confusion, you know, the oral misguidance. But what I was just thinking about, right? We over the years we have a whole lot of splinter groups that form outside of the Congress, you know, and I'm just asking, should we have these documents kind of confidential or amongst I and I? Because as we know, right now we have things on YouTube. You know, the culture spreading, that is a plus still, but there's a whole lot of ones taking the culture and forming their own, you know, own understanding and own even settings, you know. So that is just one thing I was considering, you know, if we should have a way to regulate that when we have everything documented, you know.
Well, I
And
believe the first thing to do is document it. And then, you know, we have our reasoning where we open up the open reading and, you know, suggestions. And not even suggestions, we put forward some criteria and, you know, get the consensus and move to document it. And then make it public. Yeah, not know we're doing it a secret, you know?
yeah, not secret, but you know, just to keep things official within I circle still, you know, and within documented a curriculum for the prophets, we must remember that is leading prophet and prophet, right? So that curriculum could even be more broad as is leading prophet and acting prophet. And if it is that a prophet is not really in the camp yard and he has to get a kind of schooling outside of the camp yard, even that should make the documentation even more broader, to my view, you know, because yeah, the liberty outside the camp might not be as stern and rigid, you know. Yes, just my views for now, my lord and empress.
Give thanks. And I have a priest Savannah.
Yes, my lord. The whole purpose of drafting these documents or creating a curriculum is to standardize the process, meaning that there is one standard that governs the entire development, no matter where you are. And we must remember the elders. You know, I know people are fixated and are in a controversial meditation when they hear council of elders. So let me just say it this way. The elders seating together in council are the moral and ethical oversight committee. It falls to I and I to authorize and to develop these standards as they become necessary, which is what I and I are attempting to do in this moment of time, where I and I, as the elders, see necessary to standardize it, to create a curriculum, because we see, just as you just said, Honorable Pre-7, once, and I want us to get away from saying splinter groups, just groups. You know, them where when we add the splinter to it, it's like we're undermining ourselves. You know, there are groups developing in various regions in various ways that with a standard that is universally accepted because it is drafted by the senior members of the association, which are the custodians of the liberty, then it removes personal interpretation. And within standardizing, a prophet has to complete that curriculum in the presence of a set of priests before he can move on to any other level of function. Because if you are not in a settings, if you are rising up out there on an island where there's not many bubble, you have to find a way. And nowadays we have this virtual, we have technology that can be used if needed. But the best approach is to find your way to a camp setting, to a place where there is a number of priests, even for a moment, if it's a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, you can manifest to get the hands-on clarity of the order, because it's an order. And if we are going to develop future priests, there has to be a way in doing it. And it cannot be where once call over the phone and say, yeah, man, I love how the eye reason. Yeah, man, there is a priest. That cannot be, because that's why we're finding the problems that we're finding today. When you say the language. Now, in I and I tradition, when I came to the order, it was known, it was made known that I and I as priests, we do not converse using guile. And when we say guile, we mean defamatory. Yeah, yes, my lord. Curse words, defamatory language. We don't use that. See? Yes, we are human. Something might occur and a man lose his temper and say a one word. We're not talking about, those, trivialities. We are talking about where one's constantly make it a practice to speak like that.
That's true.
To where, to where everything is a.
And
See,
as
so
we see, and as we
go
see
ahead, my
right
lord.
now, my lord, pardon me, honorable, my
Go
lord.
ahead, my lord. Go ahead, my lord.
As we see right now, we see enough of the elders them fighting among themselves, and we see enough of the elders them using guile. A lot of, you know what I mean? Same way. And then like I like how I was saying, now I'm changing the topic. Like how I was saying, when we first come to the order, or for a man to get a turban, it's supposed to be like something you for learn. So he for learn the creed, you know what I mean? He for learn the international anthem, he for learn the psalm reading, and yeah, so and them thing there come to service, be hands on, be like let the priest them see him, be working, doing something towards building for the turban, for him to first get the turban. And you know what I mean? Like you saying, it's supposed to be a crowning going on, instead of just a man just say, okay, yeah man, you free to put on your turban, my lord, yeah man, you free, no wobble. It supposed to be like a service. You see, a crowning. You see, for a man, they first get him crowned, for he first get the turban. And then when he get the turban, he hold the banner, he play the music, you know, he build himself on the psalm reading, you know what I mean? He strengthen up himself and like you saying, he can't just call someone on the phone and show them and them say, oh yeah man, that is the priest now, my lord. No brethren. We building this an order, king. So we can constantly on this battlefield, king. We can constantly be building. So from a prophet, we can build ourselves to lead and priest. You see, through the order. But the priests them the priests them so divided right now, my lord. We see the priests them fighting among themselves, and it kind of bring this, you know, it ain't looking good on the organization, my lord and empress. You see, we too divided. I see I them as you know what I mean, as
My Lord.
truth. Although we know it's the truth, too much division within the house, my lord. Even on the hill, even at the foundation, so much different. You see, the priest, I mean, one reason with that priest, too much different things are going and it's pure fight.
My priest,
Honorable,
what's your
can I
name?
that's Jamaican. Let's I and I
Okay.
can I finish my statement now?
Yes, and we won't let our man finish talk, and then our
No,
man
it's all right.
can
I
come
understand
on
his
if you
interruption.
want to talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
the honorable chair is right, but I understood his interruption. I just want to finish now that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
him.
Yeah, we
Now
did.
that I heard him, I want to say this, family. It's not all of I and I that is involved in the disunity and the vibes that's going on. See, and I want everyone to understand it because sometimes it is spoken in a broad sense. You know, it's not every priest internationally that is condoning what is going on. There are those that have stood their ground with integrity and continue to agitate for a solidarity and for, you know, morality to be reestablished within our order. Now, we understand where it started and what caused it, you know, and we have to always have to factor in that to remind ones, you know, the high priest of our liberty transitioned unexpectedly. Ones were not prepared for that. So a lot of ones who were trotting from that time, or certain ones that were trotting from that time, became disillusioned by what took place. Now we are in this dispensation and we are trying to reorganize, the best word I can find, reorganize ourselves and reestablish back the morality and the ethical practices among ourselves. And in doing so, that's why reasonings like this, the priest reasoning, is very important. You know, these questions that we have on the table today are very important in creating that mindset of unity, one, but more so of an order. When you hear the word, I mean, you hear I'm constantly dramatizing it to make us think of what it is. An order. An order is not a personal interpretation. It's not even a group interpretation. It's a set pattern. It's a set of rules or principles. That's what makes it an order. And we are trying to reestablish again. Order means bringing a thing from chaos to order. We are trying to reestablish the order, taking it from the chaos that has been taking place for years now back to a structure. So I want ones and ones to keep that in their minds as we discuss how we do it, because it's about how we do it that we are here for. See, we understand the problem, we know the problem, you know, we accept the problem, we accept responsibility for aspects of the problem. Now, how do we achieve the order that is required? My Lord and Empress. Back to the chair.
Majesty bless, my lord. So I believe we kind of seal up that first question where we see a
Yes, my
consensus
Lord.
that we should document, you know, and behavior pattern and mannerisms and all these things. So we have to sit down and build a paper there. So go ahead to the other question, Honorable Empress.
Please, priest. I
Our
want
give thanks,
to. I
Jama.
want to say something real quick, real quick, real quick.
Pardon. My fault.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Empress, divine thing and was up for you and you, Empress Hakim.
Okay,
Go
bless
ahead,
it.
Empress. Unmute your mic, Press Divine.
As we wait for the Empress, I just wanted to thank Mickey for his interjection within the reason. Yes, Jamaica,
Yes,
give
ma'am.
thanks.
Is that
Rastafari.
Jamaica? I don't think that is Jamaica, my lord. You keep saying Jamaica. The priest of prophet with the iPhone. I was just speaking. What is the I name?
Blessed again, love.
Blessed.
It's Honorable Priest Lionel.
Priest Lionel.
Yes, from the Bahamas.
Okay.
From Bahamas, all right. My Mute the mics if you're not talking. Honorable Goddess Divine.
Beloved, I pardon me for mixing that up, but I sound so much like I and I break. So give thanks.
Yeah.
Bless the love, my Lord and Empress.
Yeah.
I agree in so many ways with the curriculum. That one could go by, like you say, to unify it in order. That's where they wouldn't stray from it. And I think my suggestion to that would be like sending a delegation. Everybody would fly in the banner of the EABIC, that the elder of councils, whoever, we have a delegation of 5, 7, should start going and meeting these different various camps. That's fly in the banner, to see how the order is being run, and maybe set certain standards for it to go by, and whatever else is necessary to start bringing order to the order. Blessed love.
Give thanks for that suggestion. So my suggestion.
Yes, Royal Empress. Yeah, man.
Yes. So,
Royal Empress Hakim, your time.
Through the chair.
Yeah, hold on, my lord. Royal Empress Hakim was up.
Okay, real quick. I just wanted to make a point. Okay, when I think about the curriculum, and when I think about ones coming into Bobo Shanti, I think it's very important that the elders, the priests, study ones who they have given the turban to. Not everyone is called to be a priest. So the goal should not be that you are teaching a priest to a prophet to be a priest. He has to present that first, because in this livity, everyone has a purpose. Even when we came into life, we have a purpose. Not everyone's purpose is to be a priest. So you have to study ones who come forth, who have shown certain characteristics and purpose, and teach them to operate in their gift. Let them be, ones who show up naturally, and you see and have discernment of who they are, so that you can help mold them in their purpose. A prophet may come and that may be his only purpose, is to be a prophet. So the curriculum should have information about what does a prophet do? What is the expectation of the prophet? What are the marching orders? What are the duties that one see that one should uphold in the community, whether he's in the tabernacle or out in the community? And I would pray that ones have the vision that the works in the tabernacle is not the only thing. We have work to do in the earth. You know what I mean? And so I would suggest that be the way that the curriculum should go. Have actually orders for every aspect of the livity: a prophet, a priest, And I'm still learning, so there may be others, but what are the duties of one? So they come in and they operate in that. And as you see them grow and you see their works, then they may be called to be a priest. But to think that everyone that comes in, every brethren that comes in is going to be a priest is not a good way to look at things. And that may be why there's a lot of disorder, because that's a special calling. And if ones come in and they're nitpicky and we talk about the division, that's because ones are not in the right order. They're not in place. Because a priest, once you get to a certain elevation in your liberty, then those kind of things shouldn't be displayed, And so I want to leave it to that we have to be specific in how we lay out the curriculum, that you're focused on that particular thing. And then as it progresses, if one's progressed, then give them that liberty to say, okay, now this one displays the principles to be able to move forward. But not everyone is going to have that calling. Bless it.
Blessed love, Empress. What you say, they make sense to say not everyone, but a prophet is a priest in training. Maybe not everyone will reach to the priest. So you say the way how we want to some criteria, and it will be certain characteristics will be demanded for you to get that office. Prophet is a priest in training. Blessed love. Honorable Priest Brown. Unmute your mic, Priest Brown.
Honorable my Lord and Empress,
Majesty bless.
give thanks in the name of our blessed leader, founder, God, our King, Holy Emmanuel I Selassie, Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Far right.
I would begin to say that the priest, or the title of priest, is not just a title written up on paper or given, but it is a liberty. It is a standard. From what I understand from the promise of Christ, He came to make us prophet, priests, and kings unto His Majesty. I think it is important for everyone to acknowledge and attain to the dignity and to the standards of the priestly quality. But I know that when it comes to ceremonial duties and the ministering upon the altar, is not everyone is prepared to take up such a duty on a full scale level. To be
Honorable Priest,
my
Honorable
Lord.
Priest, I don't mean to disturb you, but we're dealing with a
Yes.
specific question right here, in this segment of the reasoning, because what you're saying is going to fit later on into other questions that are coming up. But we're dealing in a specific question. Again, Royal Empress, if you could just read that question once again so the priest can hear and see if he can give us some input into the question itself.
Because him actually answer a question what we have coming up.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying if him could just hear
Yeah.
this question and give us an input into this one before him give us
Yeah.
the wisdom of other questions that are coming up.
Go ahead, Empress.
If she's not there and ready to read it. The question is, should there be a curriculum for the development of a acting prophet to be a leading prophet, to be an acting priest, to be a leading priest? Should there be a curriculum to develop the prophet? That's the question on the table at this time, which we are about to move to the second question after the I, my Lord. So if I can give I and I input in that, because you're giving us the answer to a question that is coming right up.
But I think, go give thanks, my Lord. But
I wouldn't say think. I know there is a curriculum. Maybe it is not written out in a say modern day practices, but going through the books of Leviticus, which was our first guideline, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, there are already set principles. So if it needs refinement or to make it to bring more clarity, I look forward to that, my lord. But I know that there are requirements already in place that ones should follow to discipline themselves to take such positions, my lord and empress. Give thanks.
Well, my lord, so what we're doing here, we seeing the need to just document it, the EABIC, criteria. Because like how you say, well, looking at it as so what we're doing is we breaking that down and have our document, which will include, the same criteria, but it be documented. So you can't say nothing looking right in front. Thanks, priest.
Blessings
Second
and
Floor
honor,
is
question.
my
open.
lord and empress.
No, second question, my
Bless.
lord. Let's move to the second question.
Second question. What are some innovations that can improve the office of the priest? What are some innovations that can improve the office of the priest?
This one,
Priest
this one should
Nappy,
make the item. This one should make the
Priest
item think
Nappy,
now.
Priest P, are you there?
Yes, I am right here, my lord.
Give us the official meaning of innovations.
Give me a second, Majesty.
Yes, my lord.
I'll
This
give you
way we
an.
can really. Go ahead, priest. You're saying something, man?
He's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's drawing it up right now.
Yes. All right, my lord. Give me a second.
So, and even
All
this
right,
way,
my
our
lord. So here
meeting.
it says,
Yeah, go ahead.
innovation is the process of taking a new idea, method, or invention and successfully implementing it to create practical, real world values.
One
While
more
an
time, prisoner.
invention, huh?
One more time, prisoner. Do that one more time, please.
All right. Innovation is the process of taking a new idea, method, or invention and successfully implementing it to create practical, real world values. While an invention is the creation of a new concept, innovation is the execution that bring that ideas to the market or society so that it is widely adopted and useful. And going, understanding innovation mean looking at how it differs from simple creativity, its main type, and its core purposes. And it go on with that thing. But that's just the main
My
core
lord.
meaning of innovation. Yes, Majesty.
So, in layman terms, it is asking us, looking at ourselves and see what we can know in the priesthood order. How can we maneuver it within ourselves? What can be done to maneuver it in a way where we see it manifesting within ourselves and our daily liberty? And the best way we can put it. Priest Rasawani, have a better way to put it?
No, it's just coming up with new ideas how to fulfill, an already standing process.
My Lord. Floor is open.
Priest Imley, I want to get some clarity on something. You mentioned something a minute ago. Okay, so because again, I'm still learning the order of things. So the idea or the purpose is that when a prophet becomes a prophet, it is the expectation. The goal is for him to become a priest, correct? Am I understanding that correctly? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Empress. Yes, Empress. Yes, Empress. That is what the honorable priest is saying.
Okay.
Honorable Empress Akim. And
Yes.
I'll jump in right here before we move to get deep into the other question. I understand where the eye is coming from, and I totally agree. I am one that totally agree with the eye. Not because the eye is always coming up with intelligent stuff, okay? But in a reality, many ones come to the foundation. They are attracted by, back when I first came into the order, it was told to I and I, coming through the father's office, that ones came for different purposes. Him say some come for fish and bread, some come for the salvation, some come for whatever. Meaning that ones came for different reasons. They are attracted to the liberty for different reasons. It is for I and I. That's why I am always saying what I said, even in the beginning of this reasoning, where it is for I and I to look at the individuals and identify the character that they possess. And then now, from that character, you are able to determine where they best fit within the government. Because it is not just the true Church of Salvation that makes up the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. There's a Congress aspect to it, there's a governmental aspect to it. And within that government aspect, there are different roles that make up a government, and we know all the roles, whether it is health, education, housing, economics, whatever. See, we need to look at the ones and see where the ones best fit within the EABIC structure and develop them accordingly. It's not everyone, as I rightly say, carries the priest character. And this will be brought out by the time we get to the last question in this discussion. I think we should have a clear picture of what we are saying here in the beginning. It's not everyone that comes and say, yeah, them love the liberty and them get them turban and thing. Carries the priestly order, carry that priestly character. So I understand what the I was saying. We need to look at the ones. Mama Maisie, Mama Miriam, she spoke about when she came, she saw Honorable Prophet Bill. Now, when she came and saw Honorable Prophet Bill, it was just before his leaving the foundation. Prophet Bill has been with the father from before he got to Mount Teman, Bobo Hill. He's been coming with the father for a very long time, and he remained a prophet. And he was a very valuable man in our liberty. I learned a lot from him. I came and saw him, and I learned a lot from him. We call him the humble giant because he was a sizable brethren, but with a very humble character. Yeah, man, the gentle giant. He had a very humble character.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
his role, what he did during the early days that I observed, he was a great builder. He built all of our um, restrooms. And in those days, our restrooms were not like these fancy things that exist today. We had to dig down into the earth. Bobo Hill is built on rocks, on a lot of limestone and rocky foundation. To build a restroom is a task. And he had the capability, he had the understanding in how to do that. Okay. So he played a vital role in the infrastructure development of the Congress. But he didn't apply himself to the altar ministering. That didn't take away from his value among us. That didn't take away from his heights of spirituality when you sat with him to reason. When you sat with him to reason, he could take you places that you have never been. So again, that's a living example of what you are describing in your narrative, Empress, where he didn't carry the priest character as such, but that did not make him any less a member of the Congress and a very valuable member of the Congress. Back to the chair.
My lord. And this is what I agree with said way. But what we say, a prophet is a priest in training, but it's not necessarily every prophet will be a priest. But you know.
Okay, I have clarity now. Give thanks. Yes, thank you.
All right. Okay, beloved. Rastafari. And
Rastafari.
I even for ones who now come on this platform, we practice freedom of expression and freedom of opinions. So if you hear anything that you don't agree with, or you want to suggest something, or even say something, you just put up your hand, or you say through the chair, and you will be afforded a time limit for you to express yourself. It's very important that we can speak our hearts. And now sometimes we have a thing, but we don't want to say it because this platform is not like that. This platform is a freedom of expression. Give thanks, my Lord and Empress. So and the second question still.
Yes, my lord. Innovation.
Okay.
We haven't come up with any innovation as yet.
Yeah.
Especially the
well, one of the
leading
things
priests that are on this platform.
Yeah, one of the things
Go
we
ahead, Honorable
say.
Chair. Sorry.
One of the things we say, even within on the service order, is sometimes we speak on it, but I ain't see it manifest yet, wherein the 7 priests is in sync for the service that they are about to carry up, where the leading priest show them the theme of the service. It's not just like a feel good. Because we know say Naya being is dead to black and white oppressors, our war drums, our weapons, you know. So when we come out, the leading priest who kind of the service supposed to have a theme of the service. What we really do, what mission we on, what spiritual battle we fighting today. So the priests them could be in sync. So you find we chanting, could be in sync, and to be that's one of the. It's not a brand new meditation, but spoken about plenty, but I don't really see it manifest. My Lord and Empress.
To the chair, to the chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, I would support your pre-science. So that is one of the, the way that the priests and the 7 priests them should be on time, even a little bit before service began, where they can commune with each other. The 7 hymns and that to be that the leading priest want to be sing should be taken out, and every priest know what their hymn is all about. And if they don't want that hymn, they could say to the priest, "No, let's change this hymn, and let's do this hymn." So they should have. That's why we're supposed to have a vesta, or me can't call it names properly, a room where the priests them go in and sit down and converse with each other before they take the altar. No, the leading
Rastafari.
priest, they on the altar. Then the one priest they come, then the other priest come, and then ask
Yeah.
before him, before you say one more priest come, you go up on the 5th hymn, the last priest I sing. So enough of the time, the priests them don't even hear the first psalms that read. They didn't know what the leading priest culture and said, or the second priest, because they are not there. They're supposed to be on time, even like a bit before service call. I remembered one of the time that the brothers them used to go into the tabernacle and sit and seated before tabernacle the service go up. That's how that same wanted it. The
Sorry.
members would go in and sit down and wait for the priest then. All priests should be on the altar one time. You understand? But some come when them ready. Some people have to go wake up, some to come and finish and complete the order. And this is not the order for that. This is not the order of Melchizedek. So this need to fix. But I'm here listening to the item. And I'm saying to myself, yes, all these things what the item saying to be happen. But how we gonna happen? The foundation is just a few brothers stay. right? If we put all these things in perspective, have a school for the prophet them to learn and so on, and the priest and the young man them, to learn about, because enough ones are priests, but they're just priests by name, and they don't know the order of a priest. What's a priest all about? You understand? So what I said, could we have a school online? Because how that gonna work, family? The
Well,
foundation is what it is today. And I don't know. I'm thinking about what you all say. This
Empress
next,
Miriam,
my lord.
they speak about Emperor Lalibela when he was building the rock temples. Them temple, them tabernacle where you see him build out a stone. And him
Mm-hmm.
say him will do the work band, them will do uh, uh 10 cubic foot of work in the day. But when
Mm-hmm.
them come back in the morning, it come like them have 20 cubic foot of work done,
Yeah,
like them used to have a
yeah.
night
That
shift.
was then.
So
That
say
was in
like,
those days, priest.
no, no,
I'm not
listen,
saying that.
so, no, listen to what I say. So I say a night shift. Him put it over, if you read the Chronicles, you that hear him say, the angels of God come when them was sleeping and do extra work.
Eh, eh.
So with that theory there, make we just do free work. And the angel of Jah, you see all that thing when you're talking this, so just might manifest. You know that way
Ah,
you said? Yeah.
all
So make
right.
we just do free part and Jah go do the rest.
Hey, all right, Majesty. I hear
Blessed.
you.
That's
I
why,
hear you.
to the chair, that's why we
Yes, sir.
use the word innovation. That's why that word was used, and Priest Nappy just defined it for I and I. Innovation. What we are trying, again, we are trying to ascertain in this discussion how we move forward, how we make the thing better than it was, better than it is, and be able to make it indelible, standardize it in a way that it is there is a solid structure. The Father left us a foundation. We are supposed to build a structure on the foundation. See? So it's tasked to I and I. We haven't put any bricks or blocks or anything on it for 32 years. Now we are looking ahead and saying, how can we put that structure on it, a solid structure on it, that the upcoming generation will have something to add to. They will be able to see a black print of what it is, and now they can come and add to that black print now their development to make it greater. See, so innovation is what we are looking at. And to answer Mama Maisie straight up, we are trying to find out how can we come up with some innovation to make
Mm-hmm.
what is suggested manifest, make it a reality. Because you're right, we understand, like I said earlier, you're right. We understand that where the problems are. We understand our shortcomings and we accept the responsibility, because not just understanding it, but we have to accept the responsibility as well for our shortcomings. And in accepting those responsibility, we are now saying among ourselves as senior members, how can we make it better? What are some of the innovative ways in which we can make it better? And you suggested one thing, even though you didn't get deep into it. We have technology today. That's why we're on this platform. Before, we were never able to do this. To gather together every Sunday to edify one another, see, and to develop together going forward. So we are using an innovative process right now. And we have been using this innovative process in 3 years. We have become, you'd have to say, masters of it. We can present great information in a dynamic way today using this virtual platform and platforms like this. Now,
Yes, sir.
can we move forward now using something similar in after we draft the protocols of the offices, the prophet, the priest, the acting, all of that. After we draft those protocols, can we now formulate a virtual Axum University because we started at Jerusalem schoolroom, but can we elevate now and have a Axum University virtually in which now prophets are required to participate in those structured programs to further develop themselves and to identify their strongest character or their strongest potential. Back to the chair.
My Lord, blessed love.
Yes, right.
Floyd,
You're welcome.
and I have a prayer, sir, my Lord.
Yes, Honorable. I don't want to make it seem smooth, because I find it is not smooth, And when I say smooth, I mean um, the individual them that don't curse guys, the individual them that when them have a problem as priest, whether them take it to the Lord in prayer or go to our Father, you see, you have some individual, in the foundation from that time. Don't give the Father the glory. He said, if you have a problem, you go to him, right? Them find other means of the Congress and go other way. When it don't work for them come to the Father. The Father that said, why did not you come to me first? So the problem with me see are going right now, amongst the priests them, is not only the young one them, it was amongst the elders from that time where the ones with them, who try them best, to do what the priest should that do, or what the priest should do. Don't curse God. You see it? Yes, because I find out say some individual just curse God. You know what I mean? And say they are priests, Cause I heard there was reason about even that. You know what I mean? Instead I will sit down and go and sing two chorus traveling, individual cursing God. You see it? So, you see the individual them man never
You're
you
breaking
see
up.
it. Yes, man, never I man who try my best to do what to be done. Any one of the priests them could have come here Friday night evening. You know what I mean? Cause enough of the time when the service goes up, you know. Even priest Edley used to come to preach and I even glorify that a priest could have come to prayer I and say the other. You see it. So it is not amongst only the young man them, but amongst the young man them today, them don't want to take no word from even the elders. You have some people right now, like how the elder council, they stay with them there right now and enough fire. So it come like even sitting down and reason right now. We don't have we don't have 3/4 or half our brethren with us as elder because monks in them corner all over the place, them say they never, you know, create a elder council. Them can't see in themselves for no say, none of them never come amongst the Father and hear even the word of the Father, you know. The words that they hear, either a pamphlet them read or had a priest tell them. You see it. So there is no even respect even from the younger man them. And when I say the younger man them, not only younger man them, but I feel like the younger man them supposed to have that respect, people say, ask the congregation if they could say something, you know, you know. And that is one of the things where, we lose amongst ourselves, you know what I mean? Yes, you know. It come like even, the people them that do respect you. None of them don't even know you. You see it? Because I get respect all over the world, even from even South Africa. You see it? Where, through the media, no individual could have say, I man, I feel good. Oh, I hold the order, Yet it's on the other part you're seeing still right there. So then what about the time when I go ahead vineyard? I no carry myself upright, What about when I'm going to the town? Do I carry myself as a priest? You know, enough individual they are going into the town or where they are going. They don't carry themselves as a priest. I feel like a priest supposed to just carry himself or King Emmanuel carry himself. Enough individual, when you see them out on the road, they are in marina, they are in shorts. These are not the garments of the priest. You know what I mean? And the man them who try them best over the years. 'Cause amongst us, there are people who do try, you know. Some of the individual them know right now we say they are priests. We don't know they get the other. And then fight even the man them where them know say a King Emmanuel and these individual. And you can call upon these individual anytime, in the storm and they are ready, to do, what is to be done, So right now, it seems so hard. It don't seem easy. I don't want to, you know, make it seem like it is just hunky dory because the individual them just set themselves to, you know, like put their neck in the guillotine because if them speak the truth, this is one of the best program, amongst the elders them we never reach 3/4 I yet we maybe just barely touching a quarter and yet people glorify the elder council. But enough individual amongst us, they fight and, you're free. But when you're fighting, you must make sure, say, what you're doing, there's a, 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 a beauty amongst what you're doing also. And you take up your time now to even fight the elders them and there's no beauty amongst you right now. There is no one going to service. You're not strengthening the service individual. The one individual that that see that the service got through, you gather and fight him. Enough of these priests, when you hear priests talking, say, if him did, they were him there. You know, him that have him high hand upon him, and yet him are the first one jump up on the altar. And how they speak amongst the other priests. Oh, you feel allow a priest to speak these way. The priest them a walk, Mr. Priest a walk right now on the underpants, just like all the young man, and that type of dressing in the underpants showing and he say him a priest. You know what I mean? So what they are doing now is say to him come amongst King Emmanuel at that time. But if you come amongst King